Today I'm going to give you the review of the most misunderstood MacBook in the MacBook lineup, the MacBook Air 13. Many YouTubers are trashing this laptop saying that it is not worth it or they are trying to make it do things that it's not supposed to do. Who is this laptop for and what is the reason to get it? Should you even look at it? What are the other options? Should you go for Windows alternatives or even MacBook lineup options like the M1, or should you go to the Pro series? Everything I'm going to answer it in this video. Personally, I have moved from a Pro laptop, that is MacBook Pro, to the MacBook Air. And why did I do this? What is the disadvantage of this laptop? Are there any? Who should look at this laptop? Everything I'm going to answer in this video. So let's get right into the video. Let's directly get into the nitty-gritty. Who is this laptop for? That is the main thing that is confusing many people. I'll tell you directly, there is no need to wait. So if you are looking for a laptop that is going to help you with work tasks, that is looking at emails, working on documents, things like that, and you need something that is ultra portable, exceptional battery life, very reliable, and very good travel companion for you, look no further. This is the best laptop you can get for that purpose. It's not that it cannot handle heavy tasks. Yes, it can handle heavy tasks, but this is what it is built for, and this is where it excels beyond any other laptop in this lineup or even more expensive laptops. This is what it is built for, and what it is built for is these kind of tasks. If you're looking for that, just get this. There is no need to worry about it. That being said, let's get into the comprehensive review. What are the specs available? So you can get it in the base version, that is 8 GB RAM and 256 GB SSD. That is the base version, and that is where the misunderstanding is happening all over the place. YouTubers are thrashing it for 8 GB RAM and comparing it to the Windows counterparts and saying this and that. People have got this confused. I'll tell you the simple answer. If you are doing basic tasks, this is not going to get overloaded by it. Example is if you are having 10 tabs open. So 10 tabs are open, you are doing some documentation work, things like that, or doing some research work, normal office works, because nowadays we'll have 10 tabs open on the Safari browser, and then you're having some Word document open, and then you're putting something in notes, things like that. It is not going to get overloaded. I have used it extensively. Emails open, this open, that open, all these kind of tasks, you don't have to worry about it. Many people see yellow in the activity monitor and say that, oh, this is using a lot of swap file and automatically this is a bad laptop. No, that's not how it works. When Windows uses the page file, it actually slows down the laptop. Even on the latest ones, it feels sluggish. But Mac operating system, the Mac OS, is somehow more optimized for it. Even when it uses its swap file, that is the swap is being used and the page file is being used, it doesn't feel like it's getting sluggish. That's the actual experience of it. So you won't actually feel like the laptop is being slow. As long as it doesn't hinder the actual user experience of it, I don't have a problem, right? So when you are using it for those tasks, it is not going to get overloaded. You are not going to have any sluggish issues. So even the base version is okay. Now there is other option available, that is 512 GB SSD and 16 GB RAM. If you want to future proof it, that is available for 1.54. If you want to future proof it, you can get that. But there is no need to get it if you think that, oh, this is the only option available. No, you can suffice with the base version, and that will suffice for most of the other users. What is the advantage of this compared to Windows counterparts? First, let me get to that. So you have the Snapdragon X Elite laptops now available, which is the direct competition to this. The XPS 13 and some other laptops are there as expensive as this, and you are confused between that. Should you go for a Windows environment or should you get this? If you need the Windows environment, don't look at this because it cannot run the Windows environment. You can run it on parallels, but it is not natively running on it. So that has to be clarified. But if you are able to use the Mac environment, and if you can just run the parallels and that is going to suffice, then this is good. The main advantage comparing to the Windows counterparts is this is going to have the best battery life period. You are not going to get anything as good as the battery life on this. Let's get directly into the battery life. What is the battery life on this? you are going to have battery life that is at least 14 hours of screen on time. I'm talking about directly using the laptop for 14 hours. It is not going to die on you. That's how good the battery life is. If you are intermittently using it like this, right now this thing is on, it is not on standby, it is still receiving the mail, only the screen is off. So I wake up, this thing is on and it runs throughout the day till the night. If you are intermittently using like this, that is, you're checking mails in between, you're doing things, and then the laptop is just kept on standby, it is able to last 5-6 days. That's how good you can expect. So in terms of battery life, this cannot be beaten. It is something where you will struggle to drain it totally. So that's how good the battery life is. Compared to the biggest competition, the M1 MacBook Air, that is available for half the cost of this laptop right now. So that is the biggest competition to this. Should you get the Air M1 or should you get the Air M3? That is the biggest question that you might be having right now. I'm not putting the Air M2 in the equation, because if you can spend that much, then spend a little more and get the Air M3. That is better, right? But the other one is half the cost of this. So should you invest that much and get this laptop? The advantages over the Air M1 is, first of all, the processor is better. So you will see that working, especially when you are using the YouTube or some other apps, video, all these things. This is much more optimized for it. It has specific cores for it. So it doesn't drain as quickly as it would on the Air M1. The Air M1 will drain faster compared to this. Not that the Air M1's battery life is bad, but compared to the Air M1, this one is going to drain less. Second advantage is it will support more screens, but that is not an actual advantage for you, because I don't see anyone using 3 screens on this laptop. It will only support 2 external monitors as it is. I don't think that is a big advantage. The advantage that you will find is the USB-C. So the USB-C outputs and the charging is different. So you have a specific port for charging the MagSafe. Obviously the MagSafe is safe. You are not going to drop the laptop that way. And the benefit of this is the other USB-C ports are always available. So you can use an external monitor and you can use an external drive, and at the same time you can put the charging port there. So it is not going to hinder your work experience as much. Whereas in the MacBook Air, if you are charging, then you cannot use any external devices, because you only have one more USB-C. Any other device you want to plug, you will have to go for entire docks. I don't like docks because that is an extra thing that you have to carry. For example, how I use it is I have an external display, as you can see, so that will be running with the laptop, and I can also plug in my external SSD with USB-C directly, and that works. So that way it is an advantage. Obviously you are also going to have much more future proofing with this laptop, because it is going to get more updates. It is the latest one, so it is going to generally get about 5 to 7 years of updates. So that way also you are safe. Battery life is also somehow it is better on this laptop, and overall the speed and all that, even though you might not notice it much, but it is faster. Coming to the usage experience of this laptop, the biggest advantages of this laptop and how the actual experience is. First advantage is, if you're coming from a Intel based laptop, then you are going to find the Touch ID very helpful. So it is going to save a lot of time that way. It also is going to be a lot more faster. Battery life, as I have already said, it is much more better compared to the Intel counterparts, that is the older MacBooks, if you're coming from that. One more thing you're going to notice is, if you're doing normal tasks, this is not going to heat up. So you can watch videos on it, 4K videos on YouTube. You are not going to find any part of the laptop heating up. That is a very big advantage. And even the M1 was, where the processor is under it, you will find a little heat, but in this you are not going to find any heat whatsoever doing those kind of tasks or anything. So on normal tasks, you are going to find this laptop cold to the touch. Let's compare it to the MacBook Pro 14. Should you get that instead of this? If you want heavy tasks, example video rendering, don't look at this laptop. I'm directly going to tell it to you, because that is not what it's built for. Yes, it can handle, I have Final Cut Pro on it, and it is able to handle 4K timelines and all those things. If you are not a professional, That is, if that is not your lifeline and that is not what you do all the time, sometimes you are rendering a video, that's not a problem. But if it is specifically for one use, that is, you're going to render video, don't look at this laptop, because that is not what it's meant for. That is what the MacBook Pro 14 or 16 is meant for. Get those laptops at an upgraded, don't get the base versions. Obviously you're going to get the Pro chip series, and that is going to suffice you much more better. It has active cooling obviously, and that is going to help you much more better. I don't use this for video rendering because I have a specific desktop built that is going to even beat most of the Pro laptops, that is MacBook Pros, all those things. It will beat it easily in the speed. So that's why I use that, and it is not used for video rendering. Not that I don't render on it. Sometimes I will render a small YouTube clip or small shorts or something like that on it. That's not a problem. But if you're heavy rendering, if that is what you're looking for, go for the Pro. What are the disadvantages of this laptop? So it is very hard to fault this laptop, but there are some disadvantages. The one is the lack of an HDMI port. So there is no dedicated HDMI port on this. You will have to rely on to USB-C to HDMI dongles. That is the one big disadvantage that you will face. You have to carry that dongle if you want HDMI. But if it is a desk setup like this, then this makes much more sense. Storage. The base version has 256 GB of storage, and if the base version is all you need in terms of RAM, I wouldn't suggest upgrading it. Get an external SSD because that will be much more cheaper, or like I have done, invest into network storage. For me, it doesn't make any issue that, even if I have less storage on the laptop, you don't have to get the top end like this one. You can get the base version, and that will not be a problem. If you have network storage, I can just log into my network at my office or at my home, and the storage is always there on the network. I can get anything from it, watch a movie on the network hard drive, things like that. And the advantage is I can use it on multiple devices. For example, I can get the same file on my iPad or on my iPhone also, because all of these devices actually support the SMB protocol, and with that you can access all of the same files. Big files, I would rather store it, the media files, I'll rather store it on external SSDs or on network drives. That is a much more better investment. Don't invest it onto this. One more disadvantage is the notch, but I'll tell you that I don't even notice it now. If you're coming from an Intel side laptop, you will say that the notch is annoying. You're not going to notice it much. Think of it like just extra screen real estate that is going to be on both sides of the notch that you can use. That is just going to display menus and things like that. It is not actual usable real estate, screen real estate. So it is not going to actually be a problem. Yes, is it ugly? Yes, it has a problem, but that is not going to actually cause any problems for you. Who shouldn't buy this laptop? If you are looking for a laptop for heavy tasks, for example, SolidWorks, AI rendering, things like that, heavy programming work. For basic programming work, if you're doing it on the cloud, don't even think about it. This is more than enough. But if you're looking for something that is going to do work on machine, heavy tasks on machine, don't look at this laptop. That's not what this is built for. This is much more better for travel. So compared to the Pro laptops, this is much more lighter. It is much more portable. You can carry it around easily, and that is the build of this laptop. And as I said, the battery life, that is going to impress you definitely. Stay tuned and subscribe for the review on this device also. This is the iPad 10th generation. So I have been using it. The unboxing is already on the channel. I will also be uploading this video shortly. So subscribe for that. If you're getting this, what to expect? Life with this laptop is going to be very smooth. You're not going to have any bugs or anything. I have been surprised with the battery life. It has been very stable. I don't have any crashes, anything like that. So that is the advantage of this compared to Windows counterparts. I don't have to worry about is it working. I can just close it, and next day it will be available for me to work. It is not going to drain its entire battery like Windows laptops do. Still in 2024 they're doing it. This won't have those issues. Conclusion time. I hope that this has cleared all your doubts. Should you get it? Should you not get this laptop? This Air M3, if you can stretch your budget to it, definitely get it. It is a worthwhile future safe investment. If you want a laptop that is good for traveling, a good travel companion, excellent battery life, very reliable. If you are looking for a good portable laptop that you can carry around easily, which is very handy. Can do all of the office tasks and normal basic tasks very easily, and that is the extent of what you're using it for. With sometimes you're doing some photo editing or some minor tasks, some bursts of tasks, but other than that it is used for these kind of tasks, emails, things like that. Server side rendering, that is, you're not rendering anything on it, you are accessing servers and you're programming things like that. This is the best device for that, bar none, at least on my side. That is the reason why I didn't go for the Pro, because the Pro is not as portable as this. This is really light, I can hold it with one hand. This is not the device obviously, but I can hold it with one hand and it is very portable. So that's why it is worth it. Get this device, it is future proof according to me, and you shouldn't have any issues. Even now I think this is one of the best you can get in the market. If I have missed something, or if you have any doubts other than what I've said, please put them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer it. Like, share, subscribe. If you have any comments or any suggestions, anything like that, put them in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. This has been Jace for TopEvt. I'll see you in the next video.